You all follow the main force and take Zhang Chao with you. You must fight your way out. I need to go save someone. Yuan Rui was taken aback. Just you alone? How will you save anyone? One person's effort felt like a drop in the bucket, but I have to do something. Otherwise, even if I survive, I will regret today for the rest of my life. Su Xinghai looked into the distance. Just moments ago, in the warehouse where the Royal City's aircraft had fallen, the gunfire suddenly stopped, as if their warship had fallen silent. Zhang Chao said hoarsely, "Boss, I'll go with you. I'll take one too." Wang Qi also spoke up, lowering his head, trembling with fear, yet with an unprecedented certainty in his tone. "Brother Zhang Chao, you're injured. Going would only be a burden. Yuan Rui, please take him and catch up with the group. Su Gu, I'll go with you. The brothers in the Royal City have treated me well. I would have died without them. Now, following the military's escape doesn't guarantee survival either. You're right. We must do something. I can't just watch the brothers in the Royal City be attacked and die alone. Even if I die, I will choose my own way to die." As he spoke the last sentence, Wang Qi suddenly raised his head, his eyes blood red, his body trembling with fear. But his gaze was filled with determination. Everyone else looked at him in shock, not expecting him to make such a choice at this moment. Yuan Rui also whispered, "I will go with you. If we are to die today, I hope we can die together. That way, we won't be alone. We can go to hell together. You are all good people, and following you gives me peace." Su Xinghai lowered his head deeply, and after a moment, gritted his teeth and said, "All right. Then let's fight our way back. There's strength in numbers. Let us not talk about dying. We can survive. Let us all fight for our lives. We need to live and save Wang City." Meanwhile, inside the warehouse, Wang City's battleship had indeed just ceased fire. It wasn't due to a lack of ammunition. After a frenzied missile launch, there were still over 900 energy points available, a result of fighting to sustain fighting. However, the battleship had reached its limit. He knew that if it continued like this, being overwhelmed was just a matter of time. Once the walls and other directions of the warehouse were pushed down by these creatures, they would swarm from all sides. Even with more than 900 energy points to convert into missiles, it would be futile against so many creatures coming from multiple directions. Not to mention, among these ordinary mutated creatures, there were also intelligent and bizarre beings with unknown weaponry. Maintaining the status quo was tantamount to slow suicide. Thus, realizing this, Wang City chose to cease fire. A wild plan emerged in his mind. He would directly upgrade the battleship here. Upgrading to a level 3 battleship would repair the damages and make it even more formidable, allowing them to break through the encirclement. The last time he upgraded to a level 2 battleship, it took 20 minutes. This time, Wang City estimated it would take at least half an hour, and at most 50 minutes. As long as they could hold out for 50 minutes, they could turn the tide and break free. It was a dance on the edge of a knife, but it was the only way. Only by upgrading to a level 3 battleship could they ensure a safe escape today. No matter what strange creatures they faced, once the battleship reached level 3, what could they do to him? Wang City was a doer. He acted on his thoughts. After ceasing fire, he immediately ordered Xu Bing and Su Lingqing to leave the battleship. The two women almost thought he was abandoning this advanced piece of technology. But Wang City knew that at this moment, he had only one thought in mind. Upgrade. Upgrade. Chapter 94. Racing against time. The battleship had just completed its final round of concentrated fire, explosively clearing a brief area in front of the warehouse filled with mutated creatures. But the incoming mutated beings still needed some time to reach them. The interior of the warehouse was relatively isolated from the outside, and those intelligent, bizarre creatures were unaware of the situation, not knowing if Wang City still had heavy firepower and dared not rush in. Even if their mutations were formidable, they couldn't withstand a single missile from Wang City. If hit, they would die instantly. Inside the warehouse, the sound of mechanical operation echoed as the battleship rapidly shrank, retracting its wings and descending in height, transforming back into a black car. However, at this moment, the car form of the battleship was also battered, with its power system damaged. Even in vehicle form, it could not start. Su Ling, feeling anxious, exclaimed, "Is our ammunition depleted?" "No, it's not completely gone. But at this rate, it will be soon. I need to repair it first, and then fly out," Wang Cheng replied, handing Su Ling a standard rifle he had obtained from the military, saying, "I need your help." Outside, hordes of monsters were approaching. Wang Cheng spoke rapidly, leaving both Su Ling and Shubing, who was speechless behind him, in shock. Su Ling blurted out, "Now you want to repair the fighter jet? Are you joking? Can you even fix it?" Wang Cheng had already prepared his explanation, stating, "This aircraft uses cutting-edge nanotechnology. The nanobots can self-repair, reshaping forms and functional modules. But this requires some time. Therefore, I need you and your help to fend off the mutated creatures. Otherwise, we will all die." As he spoke, Wang Cheng looked not only at Su Ling but also at Shubing, whom he had treated rather harshly. Su Ling still wore a look of disbelief. even questioning whether Wang Chung had been frightened into saying nonsense. Nanobots? Was this some kind of apocalyptic sci-fi film? However, Shubing fixed her gaze on Wang Cheng's eyes and nodded vigorously, as if to say, I'm willing to help you. Wang Cheng wasn't concerned about Shubing taking the opportunity to retaliate because, as he mentioned, they were all trapped here and unable to move, sharing a fate of mutual benefit or ruin. Shubing had no advantage in turning against him. It would not benefit her at all. Even though she was an awakened being with incredible combat power, there was almost nothing around to use as a springboard, and the warehouse was surrounded by monsters, making it equally desperate for her. Without the battleship, she would undoubtedly face death. Wang Chung was decisive, quickly removing the cloth that had been stuffed in Shubing's mouth, freeing her instantly. Shubing cast a deep glance at Wang Chung, took the gun he had given her, and jumped out of the car. Su Ling hesitated for a moment, but also followed suit. Wang Chung was the first to exit the vehicle, sealing the battleship. He then took a large sunshade he had prepared earlier and covered the entire car form with it, leaving only one of his hands resting on the car body. Wang Chung called out to the system in his mind, silently saying, System, spend 900 energy points to upgrade to a level 3 battleship. Upon his authorization, the system's prompt sounded immediately. Scanning battleship, upgrade about to begin. Estimated time required for upgrade, 35 minutes. Upgrade cost of 900 energy points has been deducted. Compared to the last time, upgrading from level 2 to level 3 required 3 times the energy points than upgrading from level 1 to level 2. A glow enveloped the car body, but with the cover, it appeared inconspicuous from the outside. The preparations were all made early by Wang Chung. As he understood the dangers and unpredictability of the apocalypse, risks could arise at any moment and under any circumstances, potentially escalating into unavoidable dangers. This meant that there might be others around, which is why Wang Chung had prepared these items as cover to prevent his warship from standing out too much. At that moment, a system prompt echoed in his mind again. Your warship is about to be upgraded to level 3, and you can gain 3 advanced technology module bonuses. 1. Low-power turbo laser cannon. 2. Upgraded dual-launch missile module. 3. Low-power electromagnetic traction device. 4. Overloaded electromagnetic pulse generator. 5. Rapid escape ejection pod. When the system prompt sounded, Wang Cheng's heart skipped a beat. Turbo laser cannon. Beam weapon. This is a real beam weapon. Particle beam laser cannon. Even if it's just a low-power turbo laser cannon, it's still a battleship-level beam weapon. With the situation being urgent, Wang Chung couldn't afford to think and judge like before. He made his choice instantly and responded to the system. I choose 1, 2, and 5. The laser cannon was a must-have. The dual-launch missile module was also essential. In the apocalypse, Wang Chung feared lacking firepower. As for option 5, that was for survival, and it had caught his attention last time. He was a cautious person, believing that the best defense is offense. If firepower is insufficient, it must be compensated. However, on the other hand, he also had to be prepared to escape at any moment. How long will it take? At this moment, Shu Bing turned around and looked deeply at Wang Chung. Her gaze was complex. In fact, she wanted to tear Wang Chung apart. After all, he had bound her and dragged her along like a hostage. But given the current situation, she truly couldn't confront him and still needed his help to break the deadlock. This feeling of wanting to make this guy pay while having to rely on him made Shu Bing very uncomfortable. She was a well-known figure in the survivor base of Haicheng. How could she be bullied to such an extent by this guy? 35 minutes. To be precise, there were 34 minutes left. The system had given a specific time, and Wang Chung responded immediately. This was even shorter than he had anticipated. Shu Bing gritted her teeth and said, I understand. Saying this, she charged forward. Her movements were agile, and her strikes were fierce. While Su Bing was still shooting in the warehouse, she had already burst out like a cheetah, one hand wielding a tactical dagger and the other a rifle, running and drawing the mutated creatures to chase her, delaying their entry into the warehouse. Shu Bing truly lived up to her reputation as a favored figure in the Military and Research Institute of the Haicheng Survivor Base, possessing a strong combat awareness. She was well aware that the gap in the front of the warehouse was too large, and with only the 2 of them, they couldn't hold off the monsters for long. The only way to buy time was to actively break out and use herself to attract the mutated creatures, leading them in circles at the broken entrance of the warehouse. Of course, to achieve this requires strong personal strength and quick reflexes. If it were Su Ling, Qin Hai, and others, they wouldn't stand a chance and would have perished long ago. However, Shu Bing navigates with ease, dancing on the edge of a blade, skillfully attracting the mutated creatures. Moreover, the city discovered a significant diversion among the mutated beings. Behind them, there seems to be a group of people approaching, drawing in a large number of mutated creatures and launching attacks, significantly reducing the pressure on the city. That group consists of Su Xinghai and others. There are too many monsters here. After their counteroffensive, they quickly realized that crossing the street filled with monsters to reunite with the city was nearly impossible. Seeing this,